Sunday Sunset Chats. My name is Camden Walker for CapitalWeatherGang.com, and we're going to be live casting, simulcasting on Instagram, YouTube, X, and Facebook. I'm going to talk about everything that's going on in the weather this week. The name of the game, the name of this weather week is Tranquil. It's looking sunny, it's looking good, dry weather, and we turn a little bit warm by the end of the week as some clouds move into the area, and we might see some raindrops maybe Friday night, Saturday, but we'll show how that is kind of lower confidence, and we could end up with a fairly dry weekend for outdoor plans. Overall, it might even get pretty warm, well into the 60s, and I won't rule out 70 personally as we get into Saturday as well. Media linguist, I make P.S. Carp, Toilet Francis, Mesor, thanks for joining very much on Instagram. And let me make sure I am loading all the other comments here on, there it is, David, Facebook, good evening. Peter and David, good to see you both as well. All right, Cameron Walker for CapitalWeatherGang.com. Here's an animation of our temperatures, kind of mild, seasonally chilly at night, mild during the day, but we slowly warm, as you'll see warmer and warmer colors and temperatures by the end of this week, kind of getting into the 50s for sure, Thursday, Friday. Then maybe well into the 60s, if not near 70 on Saturday. We'll just have to see how much sunshine is there on Saturday. No problem, Mary. Good to see you here on Instagram. I appreciate it very much that you can see me fine on Instagram. That's great. Charlene, no snow until maybe by the time I talk to you next Sunday for a weekly Sunday Sunset Chat, Charlene, I will know more. And Mary, we could see spring for at least the next maybe week or so, kind of spring-like a little bit, at least really nice for winter. Even if snow lovers, I'm trying to convert you while we're waiting for our next snow chance closer to President's Day, maybe after I speak to you next Sunday for a weekly Sunday Sunset Chat. I think we've got good weather, tranquil weather. We should all enjoy maybe the sunshine while we've got it for the next few days. Sorry for the bad news, Charlene and Barbara. Yes, indeed, we have lots of weather news. We're covering that atmospheric river in the California area. So let me show you that right now. We've got other articles here on the blog. Atmospheric river is one of them with life-threatening flooding possible in some areas of California. So make sure you check CapitalWeatherGang.com. Latest blog has all of this activity and these articles for you from just this weekend, the last few days. So we're covering a lot for you on the blog, and I will happily answer any questions that I can, especially focused on mid-Atlantic weather for the upcoming work week. All right, so let's see. We've got precipitation to animate for this upcoming week. Hard to find some some precipitation to even animate for you until maybe Friday and Saturday. That's about it. And we'll see if maybe when I talk to you next Sunday, we have maybe a storm system coming early next work week. But we'll see a lot of uncertainty there. And even this chance for rain, and yes, it does look like rain, because it's going to be pretty warm Friday and Saturday as light precipitation moves into the region. We could see, a few showers around, but not a guarantee overall. Let's see, we've got, to take that out, let me remove that. But other than this, we've got a little bit of breeze tomorrow, not a big deal. A couple 10, 15 mile per hour breeze gusts are possible. And we'll see, Mary, about snow maybe on Instagram. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see about maybe snow chances before or by maybe President's Day. So I'll keep you posted next Sunday on that as we get closer with more confidence to see if cold air moves in with some precipitation. But yep, the snow tracker remains at 7.9 inches like we had last week. So tracking still a little bit above average season to date snow. That's still good news, snow lovers. You're not being snow starved completely. That's just perspective with, the context there. We're still tracking above where we normally are for this point in the snow season. All right, so let's look ahead to temperatures, and we have temperatures above and precipitation below for next work week. This is 10 to 14 days out. Maybe a little bit of cold air around, not a high probability that we see, in those light blues. It's leaning south of town, south of DC, maybe below average. And it's also leaning below average for precipitation there in the light orange. So not a huge snow signal. Yes, if we see a storm system early next work week, 10 days from now, I guess, 8, 9, 10 days from now, don't hang your hat on it just yet, snow lovers. We could see some flakes mix in But so far, the supply of cold air looks limited, and the storm track is to our west that allows plenty of warm air to stream in from the Gulf of Mexico. So we'll see as we get closer. Still, even uncertainty looking into this upcoming weekend on how much rain, if any, we see. But we're doing great in the rainfall department. Rainfall surplus since the beginning of the year. Look at that dark blue is 200% west of town. Some very wet spots since the beginning of the year. So the drought situation, it is nail in the coffin for our drought right now. Even the stubborn areas that were still seeing some drought conditions a few weeks ago in the central Blue Ridge Mountains in Virginia, we're all good now. We have a great situation for our water table. Hydrologically speaking, awesome news. The drought is gone. Just a couple little spots of yellow there indicating abnormally dry here and there, but that is not technically drought. So that is the great news. All right, so we have forecasts at a glance and my PM update there at the top. Saying it's going to be tranquil and nice again tomorrow, maybe a little bit more breeze, but I think today was pretty swell. I don't know about you, and I hope you're enjoying these later and later sunset times. We have over 10 hours of daylight now between sunrise and sunset. We have reached Candlemas. That's also what the Groundhog Day represents here in America. We've got Groundhog Day that kind of marks Candlemas. It's the halfway point of winter. Days are getting longer. More noticeably, we've gained 9 minutes of evening light since you last talked to me last Sunday for our weekly Sunday Sunset Live Q&A. I'm Camden Walker for CapitalWeatherGang.com. Blog there anytime you need us, CapitalWeatherGang.com. All right, David wants to dust off the SPI Snow Potential Index closer to President's Day. I think that might be still on track, but we'll do a very measured approach to keep snow lover expectations managed. Good evening, Maria. Thanks for tuning in from Facebook. Diana tuning in from Greencastle, Pennsylvania. Thanks so much. And Julia is done with the rain, snow, and cold. Bring on the warmth. Excellent. Julia is chiming in for the warm weather lovers. PR, Jaylee, and Yoster, and Cynthia, thanks for tuning in from Instagram. Please repeat any questions I may have missed on Instagram as well, but looks like I've caught up. Ryan, thanks for tuning in. Katika and Lanuit and Hoy. All right, that's great. All right, we are good to go right now. Mary, Ash Wednesday's on Valentine's Day, so Easter is early. That's the sign of when spring will come. Mary on Instagram, I love that. All right, very good. Kathy and Meg, thanks for tuning in from Instagram as well. All right, I will review everything we have been over. We have plenty more on the blog here below. Blog address is right there, capitalweathergang.com. But we have covered tons of information for you from coast to coast. Please see the latest on this very notable atmospheric river. Big rainstorm with very big flooding potential in California. So we've updated you on that and everything else that has happened in the last few days. You can find it anytime on the blog. There's our latest feed for you as well. One more snow, says the original on Instagram. Excellent. And overall thoughts, second half of February, Han, I think we are leaning a little bit cool, maybe a little bit moist with precipitation, but we kind of have to wait till closer to President's Day. So just remain patient. Confidence is still low. We're not seeing a huge clear signal to announce from the mountaintops that snow lovers should be, really hanging your hat on President's Day and later February, but it does maybe lean colder for next work week, 10 to 14 days out, and also leaning a little below average in precipitation. So that's not a great signal right there. We want moisture and cold air, and those are the elusive combination that we have so far into February. All right, B and MV and AJ, thanks for tuning in. And we've covered all of California, Mary, for the atmospheric river coverage on the blog. So here it is one more time with PM update is farther above. That's the latest forecast I put out on the blog, but we've also got national coverage for you indicated below in our latest feed on CapitalWeatherGang.com. So please go there for the blog 24/7, anytime you need us. I'm Camden Walker for CapitalWeatherGang.com, and here's our later and later sunset. I'm enjoying talking to you a little later each passing Sunday for a weekly chat, and I bet you are too. We have 9 extra minutes since last week of evening light, so I think that's pretty great. Let's look at the kind of slides animated of the temperatures for this upcoming week. It kind of slowly warms. We're sunny, seasonably cool through midweek, but with later week warmth comes increased cloud chances, maybe a little bit breezier as well, and maybe some raindrop chances Friday and Saturday. The original, you're most welcome. Thanks for tuning in there on Instagram at 34, and Bridget and SJB. Really appreciate seeing you. And Howie's checking in from Greencastle, Pennsylvania as well. Good seeing you from X. I appreciate that. And beautiful day in Culpeper, Steve. Thanks for tuning in. And looking good, Donna, there for you. And Cynthia, yep, you're doing fine. All of us getting more mild this week in the mid-Atlantic. And Paul, next Sunday is looking pretty good so far. Let me show you this interesting cloud cover animation because I think it's, let's see if I have that for you. I did not load it. Well, clouds are pretty well behaved for the upcoming. Let me see if I can do this animation. I know, I have it. So let's look at the wind tomorrow while I load this other. The wind is under control, just a couple gusts, 10, 15 miles per hour tomorrow. Not a big deal. It's going to be pretty mild, very sunny. I think it's an excellent day to get outside. If you can take a long lunch tomorrow, please do so because it is looking excellent. The sun is going to reign for most of this week, and I want everyone to enjoy it as best possible because it's just a fantastic start to the week. And it's going to be seasonably cool, but at least bright. We can warm with the sunshine. I see no major problems for the early part of this week. Just a little bit breezy tomorrow. I think we can handle that. All right, so the snow tracker, just to check in with you snow lovers. I know we're waiting on more snow, but still tracking above average for normal season to date snowfall. Normally 7.6 by this point in the snow season. Right now we're 7.9, so please continue to have patience. We are ahead of the game so far for the season, and we do maybe see colder air mixing with precipitation chances around President's Day weekend and maybe further into February. Stay tuned. It is low confidence and nothing to hang our hats on just yet, but yes, we are watching the signals and maybe a pattern change after the sunny, dry pattern that we're seeing maybe into next week as well. With maybe a storm system next week, but remains to be seen if we see any snowflakes out of that. All right, so we've got for you looking ahead, because I know we're all looking at signals further into next work week, not this upcoming work week tomorrow, but next work week. Temperatures here above, leaning below average, slight probability. So a slight lean, maybe the atmosphere gives us some colder air next work week, but also maybe slight lean toward the dry, less precipitation next work week as well. So this kind of gets right near President's Day, so we'll see as we get closer with higher confidence. I hope to have good news next Sunday for snow lovers as we get closer to President's Day. I will keep a watch on that. Mary, so far we're not expecting the atmospheric river in California to make it all the way here anytime soon, but it could energize maybe the subtropical jet stream as we get closer to, I think, maybe President's Day weekend. That continues to be what we're looking at. But right now we're focused on the California devastation with potential heavy rainfall, flooding threat. It might be life-threatening in some locations. A lot of rain falling in a very short period of time. El Nino has really energized a subtropical jet stream that's slamming into California right now, locally speaking. So here's our blog address right here, capitalweathergang.com, and locally speaking, your forecast at a glance is just above me here. And further above at the top, my PM update for you, covering the next 36 hours or so. Chilly tonight, seasonably chilly, about average, maybe a little bit above average for temperature, high temperatures tomorrow. Looking sunny, a little bit breezy, 10, 15 mile per hour breeze gusts cannot be ruled out. Let's see, Samid, SAA, Nina, Robert, thanks for tuning in from Instagram, and Uma and Asheri, thanks so much. All right, so I think I've covered everything with your comments and questions on Facebook, on YouTube, on X, and on Instagram. Thanks for letting me look around the screen to make sure I'm catching all of you and all 4 of our different social media channels as it stands now. Here it is, our later and later sunsets. That's why you're talking to me a little bit later, 9 minutes later than last Sunday for our weekly Sunday sunset chat. I am Camden Walker, on the air another 5 minutes. And so far, it is a fairly mild winter original. That's a great question from you on Instagram. Clive and Jay-Z and Edu, thank you so much for tuning in from Instagram. All right, so let me put back up here the PM update, your forecast at a glance, the temperatures animated as we go through the week, getting warmer and warmer. So let's think about 2 regimes this week. We've got kind of through midweek, fairly sunny, really darn sunny overall. Dry conditions. We've got breezes that are generally under control, and we have temperatures that are a little bit cool, but honestly mild and technically a little above average for high temperatures. Overall, the nighttime lows are going to be a little chilly, about average for this time of year. So we can maybe enjoy the sunshine, snow lovers, while we're enjoying this tranquil weather while we wait for our next chance of snow. But the next regime, the weather regime at the end of the week, yes, we get a little bit warmer, well into the 50s, 60s, well into the 60s by Saturday. I don't want to really rule out 70 degrees south of town, but it gets a little cloudier and maybe a little bit breezy as well. So there's kind of our trade-offs. Early week sun and tranquil, late week a little bit warm, maybe a raindrop chance with some more clouds as well. Now, let's see. Here's the animation of precipitation to show you how dry this week is. Maybe some raindrops on Friday, maybe Saturday. Low confidence. If they do develop, it looks light, brief, short lasting overall. And here in the shorter term, winds for tomorrow, generally behaving themselves. Maybe a few more gusts than today at the 10, 15 mile per hour level. I'm hunting for those gusts because today was pretty darn tranquil and calm. And snow tracker still on track, if not exceeding where we normally are for this time of year. 7.6 inches is where we should be accumulating snow by this point in the snow season. And we're at 7.9 still as we did check in. Same amount as last Sunday. All right, so let's look ahead to kind of temperatures and precipitation there on the bottom for next work week, up to 13, 14 days out. Leaning maybe south of town a little below average on temperatures, and around most of these coasts leaning a little dry, a little below average on precipitation. Slight probability of that for next work week. So we'll watch that. Not a great snow signal there, arguably, for snow lovers, but we'll kind of keep an eye on the pattern for around President's Day, maybe a little after. So stay tuned to capitalweathergain.com as we get closer to President's Day. And honestly, I think by the time you talk to me next Sunday for our weekly Sunday Sunset Chats Q&A on Instagram, X, YouTube, and Facebook, I should know more about any early week system for next work week if we see a few snowflakes mix in 8, 9, 10 days. And then if we do see a better pattern for snow getting into President's Day weekend. So stay tuned. Enjoy the tranquility this week is what my argument overall. And then rainfall, we're not seeing any, maybe just a few drops Friday, Saturday. But you know what? We can afford it. The water table is doing awfully well right now, hydrologically speaking. That dark blue up here, since the beginning of the year, this is rainfall percentage of normal. And since January 1 in the dark blue there, we have had 200% of normal rainfall. So that's double what we normally see in the dark blue west of DC by this point in the year already. So drought gone. It has been eviscerated. Only a couple little yellow spots there indicating a couple patches of abnormally dry conditions, but no official drought anywhere in the region. Even the most stubborn drought in the central Blue Ridge has been just nail in the coffin. We've had plenty of rain since January 1st. So that is some great news. Let me put up the PM update there for you at capitalweathergain.com. That's my latest forecast for you. And our sunsets, we're enjoying later and later sunsets. We've got Paul looking at next Sunday. It should settle. A cold front is moving through on Saturday. It looks pretty clear and good for Sunday. So I hope you can get to the racetrack and enjoy the car there on the track, Paul. And April, looking forward to recess this coming week. Please get outside as much as you can through midweek. We've got plenty of sunshine. And I want to kind of do a little animation of temperatures this week slowly warming. But by the end of the week, once it gets kind of noticeably warmer, especially by Friday, Saturday, clouds are really increasing along with some rain chances as well. All right, on the air another minute or so on Facebook, X, YouTube, and Instagram. Linton, thanks for tuning in. Jeff, Lane, Soblinsky, Pooj, the snow is hanging on with snow chances maybe near President's Day, so we're looking at nothing in the upcoming week. But stay tuned. Snow season around here in recent Marches even has been a productive snow month, so no one should give up fully on snow for the remainder of this winter. We still have plenty of snow season ahead. All right. Little Geo, thanks for tuning in. Anjan Blueby, B. Gary, BLS, and David, and CB, and Ellen. And Live Well, appreciate you tuning in from Instagram. I'm Cameron Walker for CapitalWeatherGain.com. Charlie, thanks, and I'll see you next Sunday as well. That's fantastic. And all right, appreciate you, and you have a great week as well, Julia. David, you take care, and Paul, you take care as well. Any other questions, let me know. I think I can leave you with the precipitation animation showing how dry it is this week. Maybe some raindrops Friday, Saturday. Wind even tomorrow is under control. 10, 15 mile per hour gusts can't be ruled out, but that's tame. Snow is still, even though we haven't had any, we're tracking ahead of where we normally are for this point in the season. No snow in the forecast for this upcoming week, but stay tuned deeper into February. We'll have better confidence with what we expect to be a pattern shift, maybe favoring snow toward President's Day weekend and into later February. So stay tuned for that. Oh, I've turned off my video. All right. I think that is probably a good sign for me to hang up my hat. That has been over 20 minutes. I will see you guys next Sunday. I will hopefully have better news for snow lovers, but try to, in the meantime, everyone get outside and enjoy the sun through the middle part of this week. It's feeling seasonable, not too cold, and definitely warmer with some clouds moving in by the end of this week. Maybe even 70 on Saturday. We'll see. So, favored areas south of town are usually a little bit warmer. All right, bye.